G'day everybody, and welcome back to more Drongo, where today we are going to be opening up this Murders at Karlov Manor Commander Deck, the Blame game, which I recently picked up for about 50 Australian dollars, 55 Australian dollars, which I think is about 34, 33 US dollars. And to me that seemed like a decent price, considering that there is a couple of cards in here which have a decent price themselves, and one of which, Trouble in Pairs, is one that I was thinking about buying a single of anyway to put into one of the decks that I'm building at the moment. So considering that and having that in mind, considering it has the guaranteed pull of that particular card, plus some other cards which will be useful to this, and the fact that I did not open up a lot of Murders at Karlov Manor last year, I thought this might be a good opportunity to pick this up at a pretty decent price. A little bit more than what that one single is worth. However, considering everything else that's in here, I think this should hopefully be worth the spend. So this is the deck itself, the Commander Deck, 100 individual cards, and I think some tokens towards the back here. Plus we have our little poster on how to play the deck and a bit of the lore, which is fine, I guess. The Murders at Karlov Manor set I personally found kind of unexciting and not that interesting. It was one of the weaker releases last year. In here we have our deck box, our wheel counter, and we could also have some promo cards as well, which I think there is some half decent pulls that we could potentially get in this. Probably not going to happen, but we will open that at the end. The rest of this stuff I'm going to pop to the side for the moment. And let's open this bad boy up and take a look. So, for me, as a relative newcomer to the hobby, especially if there is a set that I haven't opened a lot of and have a lot of their cards in bulk to use for deck building, I feel like looking out for cheap commander decks where you know exactly what cards you're going to get can sometimes be a decent way of picking up the single or the card that you want, whilst also supplementing and adding to your deck building collection long term. And like this one here, my theory is that we're going to be able to get close to the value of the card, the single that I really want, and add on top of that some other valuable cards that are worth picking up as well. So this is the commander. This is Nellie Borka, Impulsive Accuser. So nice foiled card. Has 2/4 with vigilance. Whenever Nellie attacks a suspect creature, and then goad all suspected creatures. So all suspected creatures have menace and can't block, and goad means that they have to attack if they are able to. And then whenever one or more creatures an opponent controls deal combat damage to one or more of your opponents, you and the controller of those creatures each draw a card. So it's almost like a bit of a group hug mechanic, which actually sounds kind of fun. I might end up playing this before I take it apart for cards. But yeah, basically incentivizing your opponents to attack each other for card draw. So kind of fun. Next up we have Feather Radiant Arbiter. Is a very pretty card. I really like the foiling and the artwork on that one. That is really gorgeous. Lovely. And we just got a little instruction card there. I think what I'll do, I will try and stack a little bit into components parts so we can go through this a little bit easier in one hand. So we have Gisela, Blade of Gold Knight. But using her eventually in an angel deck in the future. Ancient Stone Idol. Solemn Silicrum. Steel Hellkite. Ohm of Legends. Castle Ardenvale. Exotic Orchard. Fury Calm Snarl. Keep. Labyrinth of Scophus. Needle Spires. Scavenger Grounds. Slayer's Stronghold. Temple of Triumph. Really like this artwork here. The nice little scarlet rooftop there. And the sort of like almost like Pantheon sort of Greek architecture vibes. I really like that. Really cool. Throne of the High City. War Room. Now I think War Room is the most expensive land in this deck. Tap for 3 mana, pay life equal to the number of colors in your commander's color identity, or a card. So that's kind of useful. Ghostly Prison. Like the turquoise teal-y sort of color. The ghost on. Gideon's Sacrifice. I think Ghostly Prison as well was, is a decent amount of value too. Martial Impetus. Azhov Avokist. Seal of Cleansing. Soul Snare. Man, I love the artwork on this one. That is such a cool, definitely giving art old school sort of vibes. I don't know if this is an old school artwork. Let me know in the comments section down below if it is, but that is definitely giving like old school Magic sort of vibes. Very cool. I like that. Vow of Duty. Wall of Omens. Curse of Opulence. Rite of the Raging Storm. Shiny Impetus. Vow of Lightning. Arcane Signet. Bloodthirsty Blade. I really like this, the way that it's kind of highlighted with this magical aura that also draws the attention into the card as well at the same time. That's a nice touch. Belwar Stone. Mind Stone. Soul Ring. Talisman of Conviction. Thought Vessel. Access Tunnel. Ash Barrens. Boros Garrison. Command Tower. Escape Tunnel. Myriad Landscape. Reliquary Tower. These ones always have a little bit of value, and I think this is kind of like the standard artwork for this at the moment, which is quite nice. I actually like it a lot. Rogue's Passage. Sunhome. Mistress of the Legion. So intimidating. I love the kind of yellow palette that they use for this one. Really nice. Temple of the False God. And then we've got some planes. Not super in love with the planes. This particular set. Yeah, sort of the same. That one's quite nice. I quite like that one. About the mountains. It's okay. Oh, I like that one. That one's kind of cool. With the kind of the electrical energy sparking between it, almost like Tesla coils, right? Kind of like that. That's cool. All right, so that's the basic lands in there. Let's see what is in the rest of this. We have Immortal Obligation, Otherworldly Escort, Redemption Arc, Trouble in Pairs. This is the card that I was really wanting. If an opponent would begin an extra turn, that player skips that turn instead. It can be useful against some decks, but the important one here is this is a really powerful card draw engine. Whenever an opponent attacks you with 2 or more creatures, draws their second card each turn, or casts their second spell each turn, you draw a card. This is actually a really powerful card draw engine, or it just helps to incentivize your opponents to maybe slow down their play and give you more chance to kind of get your own stuff into place. So really, really useful card, and definitely one that I am very happy to add to my collection. Havoc Eater, Hot Pursuit, Mob Verdict. I really do like the artwork in this card. I really like artworks that have like a lot of different kind of like contrast between the colors and a color palette that really works together. And I also like kind of the ghostly, ethereal sort of colors of blues and teals and greens. This one has a really nice contrast between the reds and the scarlet, and then going into the greens and blues. That's really beautiful. I like that card a lot. Prisoner's Dilemma. Take the Bait. Ransom Note. I thought this is quite a funny card. I like the artwork on this. The actual like language that we don't speak, but then it's all like cut out of a magazine in the kind of cliche ransom note fashion. It's kind of fun. We have the Angel of Ruins. Will almost certainly end up finding its way into my Angel deck. I don't have that currently. Comeuppance. Now, remember if this has some value. It's one of the more valuable instants in this set. But I do like this, like the little accusatory fingers pointing at the demon. That's kind of fun. Darian, King of Kjeldor. Don't know if I pronounced that correctly. Duelist's Heritage. Elspeth, Sun's Champion. I think the only Planeswalker in this deck. Not super powerful, but can definitely be useful. The destroy all creatures with 4 or more power is kind of nice. Keeper of the Accord. Loren of the Third Path. I think that is the most expensive creature in this deck. So a little bit of value there as well. Promise of Loyalty. Selfless Squire. Devine's Reclamation. Smuggler's Share. I love these little raccoons pilfering out of the out of the barrels here. That's really fun, actually. I like that a lot. Stalking Leonin. Sun Titan. Windborn Muse. Winds of Wrath. Agitator Ant. Brash Taunter. The Brash Taunter is kind of a bit of an unassuming card on the surface. 5 cost, but 1/1. It is indestructible, and whenever it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target opponent. So if you hit this, or force this to fight something that doesn't kill it, then you can assign that damage to somebody else. So it can quickly get out of control, and you can also pay mana to get it to fight another creature in addition to a combat round as well. So if opponent has a large creature, you can basically use that against them. So it's kind of a really annoying little card to play against, actually. Disrupt Decorum, Tali Primal Storm, Fiendish Duo. I think that's another reasonably valuable card in this deck as well. Frontier Warmonger, Zool Iron to the Cliffs. Again, this is kind of another one of those more old school sort of vibe artworks that I really like. They're very gritty feeling. Spectacular Showdown, Vengeful Ancestor. Cool. That's a cool composition. I like that. Nice little bit of symmetry. The solo warrior facing down the dragon. Very cool. Anya, Merciless Angel. Very badass looking. Like that. And Boros, the Reckoner. Oh, and Deflecting Palm. Not even looking. Doesn't even care. 0 Fs given. Okay. And then we have our tokens. Well. Oh man. Okay, I kind of actually love that. I've not seen the tokens for this set yet. Kobold token is really, really cool. I think that's my favorite artwork from this opening so far, and that's a pleasant little surprise. Also got the treasure tokens, Lightning Rager, Booga, Soldier, and we've got the thicker Commander cutout. Are these double-sided? Anything good on here? Construct, Human, Soldier, 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 Gold of Gold. Okay. Alright, so let's take a look now and finish this off with the collector sample pack. At the very end here, I will have the total value of the cards, or an approximate value at the time of recording of these cards at the moment, if you were to try and go out to the singles. And just a reminder, we are wanting to see a value of greater... Dude, I cannot open these. What the heck? How is this? Dude, this is sealed up. Really aggressively. Jeez. Okay, there we go. Get a bit of luck from the bottom. So, yeah, we're hoping to see a value of greater than 34 US, or around 55 Australian. Oh boy, you can see that there is some pretty bad, well actually not quite as bad, but a little bit of warping there, as this whole set has. Alright, let's take a look here and see what we've got. We have a Forensic Gadgeteer. I really don't like this border or the text style on these cards. Like, I know it's meant to be like kind of like a typewriter-y, you know, crime noir sort of aesthetic, and then having like the file, I just don't think it looks good. It's not, just doesn't do it for me. One of my least favorite showcase treatments. I think this is the showcase from this set, if I remember correctly, but I don't know if that's a good pull or not, but that's what we've got. And Magnetic Snuffler. Is that a mechanical anteater? I think it is. Wow. That's quite pretty, but man, is very warped. I don't know if you can quite tell, but yeah, it's quite warped there. And yeah, that's kind of funny. A little like anteater type construct. Very fun. All right, well, I don't know if either of those are worth any money. You'll know watching this, but imagine these are probably going to be like less than $1. Either way, we got the card that we wanted, and this is the total of everything we pulled there from this commander box. Let me know down in the description what was your favorite art from this particular commander deck, and what do you think about this idea that I've got, that You know, instead of just looking for singles and buying singles, whether you think it is actually a good idea, if you're trying to build out your collection, especially for sets that you don't have opened a lot of, buying commander decks for relatively cheap to get the guaranteed cards that you want, and then having other stuff add to the collection later on down the track. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but yeah, that's what we've done. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Cheers. Bye.